Hello, and welcome to the Graybear Gaming Podcast. I am Scott, and why does the robot cat have a butthole? As always, I have with me David, and Liam's not here yet. So this week we are not going to talk about Ubisoft investors getting pissed that they weren't informed by the Tencent bailout, but instead we're going to talk about Marathon's announcement and Nintendo losing their damn mind. But first, let's catch up with David and see what's going on. David, you may not be as big a fan as I am, but did you happen to see the Tron Ares movie trailer?
Oh, I've seen pieces of it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the whole thing. Is it any good? All I see is a red bike.
Okay, so
Now, is this a movie or is this a show?
no, this is a movie. This is supposedly the third movie, I guess. I don't know. So, the premise of Tron is like you're digitized and put into the computer world, and this is the opposite. So they come out of the computer into the real world, and all I can think of is what was that Adam Sandler movie where they fought like Pac-Man in the street.
Yeah.
Pixels.
Yeah.
I think it was called Pixels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Masters of the Universe. Oh, sorry, Masters of the Universe. Movie where they were like, we don't have a budget to do like another world, right? So let's just have them go to New York or whatever, like, oh, here's He-Man, there's a portal to Earth, and then that's where the movie it doesn't work, man. It doesn't work. The whole cool thing about Tron is being in like that digital world, and they've taken it out.
Isn't that how the second movie ended? The girl.
Well, right. That was the difference.
He took the girl with him into the real world.
But she was different. She wasn't a program. She was a living being made by the computer itself, or the digitized world, or whatever you want to call it, the grid, as Jeff Bridges said. Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah. I got out, man. I love that guy. He's like one of my favorite actors. He's such a hippie.
Yeah.
But it's like, you're going to be in Tron? Yeah, man. Yeah, we're going to do it again. And then they get, that cult leader, Jared Leto, to star in this. And I don't know. It's just, I love the first movie. The first movie was groundbreaking.
Yes, it was.
And as a kid, I went to the movie theater to see it. And I specifically remember getting out of that theater, like my complete mind just blown.
Like, I've never seen anything like this before.
Right. And at the time I went to an elementary school this was very rare at this time. Sorry, but we had computer class. We would go and learn stuff on an Apple IIc.
Yeah.
So when this thing hit, we were like, oh my God. So it was like that was the niche. We got it. We understood it. But coming out of that theater, people were just like mad because they were like, what did I just pay for? What was that? I don't even what the hell? Like, they just didn't understand it. It just completely missed like two generations of people. So it didn't do very well, but I thought the sequel was really good too. And this is
this is when that came out literally when, like, I'm pretty sure computers were like a green screen, and it was like numbers and like you would
like go-to statements and if and then and
you would like talk to it. You'd be like, I need you to do this.
Yeah.
You would speak in binary.
It's like, do you want to play a game? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that was what was like the culture back then. It was like, this is what computers are. It's like the most advanced, sophisticated computer, and it was like as big as a freaking, room.
You had to dedicate an entire desk to your computer.
Yeah.
Like the printer was the size of a refrigerator, and the screen, and then and it would show some dude like, of course, I did my taxes on my computer, and then a kid with like this little bitty joystick, doing this, and then and then they show mom, I put all my recipes in here. It's like the stuff that there's a Twitch channel. There's a Twitch channel that I can't remember the name of it, but they run nonstop like old computer ads
Yeah.
and stuff you would, I don't even know, like infomercials or just stuff you would see on like PBS, like for,
Yeah.
like for seniors, like this is what a computer is. This is what
Yeah.
it can,
Yeah.
like very, like just so basic stuff. Um,
Yeah.
oh man, from like years and years and years ago. It's just funny to see,
Yeah.
how far we've gotten.
And it's
I,
kind of interesting too, because like a really old person using a computer now, you're just kind of like, I don't. They're like, I don't get it. But it was way more complicated back then. It was
oh man, yeah.
like you had to know some kind of code or what to do. Like now, it's a little bit more like self-explanatory. Like things like say what they are in to some respect. But back then, it didn't. It didn't. You would see the letter C and be like, what do I do?
Yeah,
And it's like,
exactly. It's just like waiting for your response. And that was the whole
right,
thing with computers. When I learned computers, it was just like, this thing does not do anything you don't tell it to. I'm like,
right.
oh, so if you just turn it on, it's just going to come on and just sit there,
Yep.
you know? And then came Windows. And then it's like, this will do everything you don't want it to do. It's like, click. What the fuck are you doing? So, but yeah. But yeah, just I had to bring that up because that's game related in a sense. I can't say that scene with the light cycle and they turn on the light trail or whatever and it cuts the cop car in half. Okay, that's pretty cool. I have to admit, but I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know. I just movies now are just
I thought
just
part
I'm
two was
just lost.
okay. I didn't hate part two. I thought it
I liked
was
it. Yeah, I went to
yeah.
the
It
movie
had,
theater to see it, and
mhm,
I think the only person there. But
yeah.
it was great to see like Bruce Boxleitner, Alan, talking
Yeah,
to Flynn's kid, and just like what happened to Dad. Um, so yeah, man, I liked it. I liked the premise. I just hated that Tron, was in it for like 2 seconds, and was like the bad guy. Like I don't know. I don't know what.
I didn't like how the ending was like so predictable. Like of course he's gonna die. Jeff Bridges are gonna kill him.
Yeah, well, yeah, we figured that. Or
And I
did
can't go
he?
with you. It's like, and I
Or
was like, why can't? Yeah, like yeah. Well, part three we're gonna resurrect him, but like it
it's
was like
part of the
he's
grid.
like he's like Dad, you're coming, and he's like I can't go with you, and it's like, and I'm watching this, I'm like, why not? Why can't you go with? Just tell me why. It's so freaking predictable why you can't go with him because it's like it's not in the script. We gotta make it so that Jeff Bridges dies, and it's like he's standing right there. There's no reason why you can't go with him. You know what I mean? It was just like, I've got to kill him off. It's just shit like that. It's
He
just
was there too long.
yeah.
He wasn't.
So
He wasn't human anymore. He was part of the
yeah.
grid. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what'll happen. He'll be part of like the mainframe or something, the master
Yeah, he's in
CPU.
it. He's in it, but he's not.
Right.
You know?
He's like Zen. He's
Yeah,
part
yeah.
of the. That's what he likes about it. He said that he loves that kind of. He's like, man, I love the way like computers are like your mind, and how when you're inside, you're like inside the grid, man. You know,
Yeah.
he's
All right,
such a.
Lebowski.
I know, man. He's such a hippie. I love that guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Um.
cool.
But anyway, let's move on to why we're here. This is, I just like sidetracked the whole show right off the bat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I am a huge Tron fan. I loved that. I
Yeah.
loved that movie. I asked to go to in '82. There was a summer camp. This is how nerdy I am. There was a summer camp that they offered to the students that took the class, right? And it was a computer summer camp, and it's like in-depth programming and just all kinds of stuff. And I begged my parents, like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
I literally said, I can be the next Steve Jobs. Like, no, I'm sure I think he was like a teenager at the time, but they couldn't afford it. We couldn't afford a computer. I mean, that was like $2,500 back then, which is now
Yeah.
what, like $7,000 or some shit. It was like a car.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and that's why Matthew Broderick in War Games, he's like, well, they were going to give me a car, but I wanted a computer because it's the same price. Anyway, all right. So let's move on, man. What have you been playing this week?
Well, I sent you guys that image of Tiny Glade because I
Yeah.
finally tried my hand at Tiny Glade because I don't know, I just felt like trying it out. And what I discovered is that that is not a game. That is an app that allows you to do art.
Mm-hmm.
It is, you know, it's on Steam. It's you can buy it as a game, but I don't think it's a game. I think it's I'm not saying it's not enjoyable. Absolutely, I had a great time playing this thing that I don't think was actually a game. I think it's no different than you have your iPad and you have like your pen
Mm-hmm.
and you're just drawing and all the little features of your of drawing colors and shapes, like you can do that. And I think it's amazing to have not like, colors and shapes, but like you can create like a diorama of houses and buildings and castles and flowers and fences and roads. I thought it was like the thing is that I kept trying to play it as if it was a game, like as if there was
Like
some
an
kind of
objective, right?
some conclusion to the game. I had to do something and I really just didn't. And once started to really realize that this was like just no different than some kind of like art app, I was like, huh, okay, um, cool. And I had a good time with it. I created like just three little houses that were kind of like sort of like a cul-de-sac of like an area, and it was really cool. It was really fun. And I guess another reason was there's like little knickknacks you can put around the houses, but you can't just like create them. They just sort of generate randomly. That was another thing that I was kind of like, what? How come I can't create like a little bench that I could put next to my house? And then I realized that's just something that the game itself will create for you based off of like sort of your decisions. Um, so that's when I started to realize, oh, I'm like, okay, this is like sort of like an art thing. This isn't really like a game. But again, I had a great time playing it. I would absolutely recommend anybody to play that game. It was really really cool. So I
Yeah.
played that for a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever try it out?
Yeah. I have that game. To me, it's kind of like having one of those like Japanese gardens that you can like
Yeah,
with the sand stuff. It's very like therapeutic.
it
And
is. It's very calming. It's
yeah,
very cool.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can
Uh,
just kind of get lost in just making this little scene. What my favorite thing about it though is that you can change the time of day, but you can also change the season. Like you can start in winter or
mhm.
fall, or it
Day, night. You could do day, night. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And I think you're right. It's not a game per se. Uh,
Yeah.
it's just has game mechanics. But yeah, I
Right.
think it's more of just it's almost like a painting program. I would put it up there with like Paint or um,
Right.
any kind of art program
Yeah.
because it allows you to just draw these little medieval little castles and towers and then fences and roads and um, I've gotten to where it's like I build just keep building on and on and on and then it looks like
Yeah.
something from like Harry Potter. Like it's not even it doesn't even look like
Yeah.
a real building. Like
Yeah.
I have to go back and go, "Ah, let me erase most of this. I'm just not
Yeah.
I'm not creative that way, I guess. But
And I think I seen some of the stuff they build on YouTube because I started watching some
hmm
videos on it, and some of the stuff that they create is just mind blowing.
yeah, I like to watch people play that.
Yeah, yeah. And they do stuff that like I'm just like I would have never thought to do that. Like
I
that is
know.
ridiculous. Like and uh and I it's kind of like funny because like I like the building in like a game like Conan, like say, or Valheim,
hmm
right? But like most people they just build random houses or they build the box, the standard box. And then you have your group of people who are, your wife, for example, who are just incredible at building. Um, And I think that Tiny Glade is for those types of people that are like super into building and they like creating like really crazy builds. Um, I don't think it's for everybody though. Like I think it's cool for like somebody like me that wants to create a little house or whatever, but I can't see myself creating like a massive castle. I don't have the art capacity, mental capacity to do something. I wish I did, but I don't. Um, I mean, unless that game has something else that can really suck me in and make me play it every single day, maybe I can get better at it. But I don't know. I wish that game all the success. I hope like I have the developers watching this right now. I'm not saying your game sucks. I think it's amazing. I wish everybody could play it. I just don't feel like everybody would. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so yeah, that's sort of my review, I guess, for that game. But the real game that I was
Game fucking
playing,
sucks.
no, no, it doesn't
Just
suck.
kidding. Just kidding.
uh, I had played Dead Side. I think I mentioned it in a
Oh
previous
yeah, yeah. The DayZ clone. Yeah.
the DayZ clone. I played it for a little while and I thought it was really really good. And my wife loves DayZ. It's like one of her favorite games. And which is so crazy. I can't believe she loves that game because she's like the sweetest person and she likes to play DayZ. It makes no sense. But I kept telling her like this is like a DayZ clone, you know? And I finally got her to play it, and oh my God, did she get hooked? And I
Oh
got hooked.
no. Yeah.
I got hooked too because I started getting more in depth in how the game works, the mechanics. I actually built a house, and we got a little bit of a base, and yeah, it's like everything that is really annoying about DayZ is like not in the game. So if you want to build a house, excuse me, if you want to build a house, it's easy to build a house. It's not difficult. If you want to reload your gun, you don't have to reload every damn bullet in the clip. If you
Oh,
have
that's
the
good.
ammo,
Yeah.
you have the ammo, you can reload your gun. Um Everything else is still there though, there's no zombies. It's not like DayZ in that respect, but there are bots and there are areas of the map that show you that in the map where are the dangerous areas to go in, are where the dangerous bots are, and they have level 1 bots, level 2 bots, level 3 bots, all the way. I think there's a star which I think is higher than level 3. We didn't go into any of the star red zones, but we did do 1 and 2 missions into the red areas. And yeah, it's hard. Like the bots will fuck you up. Like it's not like, oh, this game is easy and I'm just gonna mow these guys down. No, you'll get your ass kicked. And even so, you run into an actual person. That's the other thing that's really kind of crazy.
Yeah.
In DayZ, if they're not a zombie, they're a person, right?
Right.
That's obvious. But in this game, you can't tell who's good and bad, who is a bot and who's not a bot. Not right away. If you see a person, you have to. There were plenty of times where me and the wife are playing, and we're like, "Is that a person?" And then she's like, "I saw him jump. I don't think the bots jump." So we're like trying to gauge,
Right.
and then there are times when we get blasted, and we're like, "Nope, that's definitely a person. That is absolutely a person. This guy is relentless." You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
And he's by himself, or you know what? I'm getting chased. I'm getting chased to no end. I'm like, this is definitely a person,
Yeah.
and he's pissing me off, and I'm just gonna turn around and blast him. I had moments like that. So like again, like I said, it has that like sort of like terrified Daisy moment. Like this is definitely a person, and he's being really really fucking annoying, and I'm just gonna
Right.
have to take him out. And then there's other missions that can, and it's not like, oh, I just want to do this mission because I feel like it. The missions have the better gear. So in DayZ, if you're really good and you know the locations, you'll go out and get the good gear because you know where the good gear is, and then you're just mowing everybody down. In this, you have to actually try to get the good gear. You actually have to kill bots, go in, wipe out an area, and then get the good loot by completing the mission. You know,
Hmm.
you actually have to work for it, which is great, a great idea. Like it's almost like they took DayZ and they said, okay, what can we do to if we're gonna take shit out of DayZ, the things that suck about DayZ, and we're gonna take those things out. What are we gonna do to improve the experience? How
Well,
what are we
yeah,
gonna
that makes a
better?
good, knockoff. That's what they did with Fortnite. They took PUBG and went like, okay, well, how do we make this
Right,
more approachable?
right.
How do we make this to where anybody can play it?
I guess same thing with what's that Pokemon ripoff? um,
Oh,
shit, the new one that came out
yeah.
relatively, yeah, within the last
Oh,
year.
Power World, yeah.
Power World. Yeah, yeah.
God, I
They were
couldn't
like,
think of that.
make Pokemon better. I'll just give them machine guns.
Yeah,
Give everybody
shotguns and yeah,
machine guns. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and I'm all for that, man. I'm all for like go ahead. If one game is doing really, really great, I mean, I get if DayZ is probably like, what the fuck? You're stealing our player base. Hey, man, that's competition.
well,
I
it is. It's competition. If you don't innovate and if you don't, um, grow with the market, then you're going to lose players. I mean,
yeah,
that's just the nature of video gaming.
yeah.
So,
And yeah, no, it's we had such a great time playing it. Oh,
oh, is that Liam?
I
Hello,
Apologies.
hello.
Gee.
There he is.
Oh,
Apologies.
morning.
Apologies.
Good morning.
We'll give you a second to get
Wait a
get
minute. Wait
situated.
a minute. He looks like a
Yeah.
good boy.
Excuse me, little
Yeah.
one. Have you seen Liam? He had a beard.
I know. Look what
Little,
happened.
little boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, yeah, Dead Side, 2 thumbs up. Great game. A lot of fun. Highly recommend it. The
But
two things that really didn't make no sense to me is I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but there's crossplay, but not for PC to console. It's just like PlayStation and Xbox people can play together, but console and PC can't play together. That was kind of
okay,
stupid. Because I had originally bought it for PC,
right.
and Gina hates using a mouse and keyboard, and I'm always trying to get her. I just practice, learn it. I don't want to do it. She doesn't want to do it. She just wants to play with controller. And this game has zero controller support.
Right.
No controller support, which is crazy because you can play it with a controller on Xbox.
Yeah.
So
They
why
should really
can't
add
we
that.
play it yeah, why can't we play it on with controller on PC? That just made zero sense to me. So we actually had to buy the game again. It was a great tactic on their part because we ended up buying the game a second time for the Xbox. And that's how we played it. Me and Gina, we played it that way. And I was doing fine on the Xbox. I was, it wasn't that bad using controller mouse, but I really, it's just a better game on PC with the mouse and keyboard. You click, you
Well,
drag,
yeah.
whatever gun you want, you put it in the slot, you're done. You know what I mean? It's like I don't have to hold this button and press this button and move this thing. It
Oh
just
God,
takes.
playing DayZ on console is just. Oh my God.
Oh my
Ah.
God, you gotta
Yeah.
hold X and put it in your hand, and then you gotta hold this other button. Oh my God,
You
what
got
a
to put it in
night!
your hand to put it in your backpack to put it in this slot to put. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
and it's not
Ugh.
a button press. Sometimes it's like you gotta hold this button
Yeah.
and then move it to that other slot and then let go of it, and then it goes.
Yeah.
That's where it goes. It's just so annoying.
Yeah. It's by
Uh,
design, but still, it's.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, cool. A new game. And what was it called again? Dead Side.
Dead Side.
All right. And it's not free to play,
It sounds
right? It's a purchase game.
no, but it's only $25.
Yeah.
It's not a full price game, you know.
Cool.
So yeah, I mean to spend that and have that much fun, it was like worth it. Absolutely worth it,
Yeah.
you know. So that just made me feel better. I was like, I like this game, and it was only 25. Damn.
I know, isn't that cool? Isn't that cool to find a game? It's like, I don't know if I want to really get into this, and then you buy it, and then it's like, holy shit, this is really good, and it was only,
Yep.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing like
Oh,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
anyway,
yeah, was that it? Okay.
it. Just those two.
Let's go to Liam. Liam, what have you been playing this week?
Um, Not much have been on this week. I did, as I did, have a chance to play South of Midnight a little bit. I did start that, although it's officially out tomorrow.
Yeah,
But like you can pay like $9 like for the early access a couple of
yeah.
days ago, whatever.
Early
I did
access. Yeah,
like just to get some digital stuff anyway, because that's what you get with it.
yeah.
Uh, but I just wanted to try it because I was bored. I was like, oh well, I'll just get it.
Been
It's
there.
it's another game as well. Can games stop doing this? Even if like tomorrow it comes out, it doesn't come out midnight. It comes out like 6 p.m. Why? Stop doing that.
I know. Why do they do that with single player games? It's not like you're waiting on a server to come on. It,
Yeah,
I mean,
maybe
that's
we
just
are.
irritating. Well, I mean, you know what I mean. I mean, it's not like
Yeah, yeah.
it doesn't have people don't have to populate a server. It's just they have to
Right.
play the game and lift it. But anyway,
But I've just like started that anyway a little bit.
yeah.
Um,
What do you
and
think so
my
far?
first, I can see how I mean, it's very beautiful, the game, how it's made. I thought it would be like the whole sort of game would be stop motion, but the way it's animated actually when you're playing the game, I think the whole game runs 60 the whole time because
Yeah,
they talked about like the stop motion effect, like you turn it on and off. I can actually tell a difference when you're actually playing the game. I don't know what that's about.
yeah.
Well, all the scenes and all the cutscenes are still in stop motion.
Well, that was what they were
Very
talking
rare.
about. Is the cutscenes you can change from like what 15 to 30, I think.
And all the cutscenes remain the same. They're all stop motion.
No, but you can
Like
turn that off, right? They said you could turn
no,
that
no,
off.
no. It's the gameplay. It's about the gameplay. Something
Mm-mm.
about the gameplay.
Okay.
Um,
Well then,
but I turn it on and off. I could actually tell a difference. I was like,
yeah.
I don't
Games
know.
media has failed me again.
Um, um,
Liars.
uh, I can, yeah, I can see if people find this like too repetitive because like the first, I don't know, I would say like I'm about an hour in,
Mm-hmm.
and it's already repetitive in terms of like the setup of the game. Like you just go to this place, there's an enemy, you kill it, you discover a little bit, there's another enemy, you kill it, another enemy, you kill it, discover a little bit. It's just like so on and so on. Um, yeah, there's not like a great deal happening. I know there are bosses and things like that. The amount of enemy variation, I don't think there's going to be a lot.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, the story is quite nice. But, yeah, I don't see anything, like political agenda wise here or anything. Like it's just some folklore storytelling, and yeah, I think the game is like what? It's like is it like $40 anyway? I think it
Yeah,
is.
it's not a full $70 game.
Yeah, because I think it's like 12 hours or so,
Yeah.
or something like that. I just had a little bit of fun with it. So the way it's animated is beautiful. So that's what really grabs me. I love stop motion stuff. So
Yeah, I
it's,
do
it's
too.
something different and something unique, you know. But the gameplay, it's yeah, at the moment it's quite basic and just like platforming, a bit of combat. So they've made it very accessible in that way. It's nothing like groundbreaking in terms of gameplay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've seen videos of it, and people are like, "Oh, this game is amazing." And I'm like, I'm not really seeing anything that I haven't seen in pretty much any other third person, action story game
Yeah,
in the
it's
last like
I
15
don't know.
years.
I don't know what game I compared it to before. There was another game I played that I said it reminded me of Prince of Persia. This is very Prince of Persia.
No.
Yeah, because you can't just kill enemies, you have to stab them. Like you have to unravel the essence of these enemies.
Mm.
So every time they die, you have to press the button. It's like the dagger.
Hmm. Okay. Like Sands of Time.
And, Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, the traversal looks fun. Um, as far as like you've got wall running. It's like they threw everything in there. You've got double jumping, you've got wall running, you've got the umbrella or the the glider or whatever.
yeah,
Um, and then you've got like these wind things that you can catch and go on. Um, but yeah, as far as the combat and everything, it just looks like it's more of attack, 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 and then you maybe like build up another attack or a heavier attack, and then use the heavier attack, and then you parry, and then
yeah,
you, yeah, it just
yeah,
uh, you know that's okay, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's like your bread and butter, you're probably eating good right now, but it just doesn't look. There's nothing there to me to go. I need to check this out. I need to play this.
yeah.
But I don't know. I may give it a try. Um,
nice.
yeah. So I'm glad that you got the scoop on this game, man. You went ahead and got the early access. No. Yeah.
It is divided like chapters as well. Like there's a whole like narration that plays out like a sort of comic book or a storybook.
Yeah.
So every time you get to a new area, there's a big sort of book animation, and he's narrating everything. And it's that big fish that you meet. I'm just about to meet him. Um, but yeah, I saw some of the creatures. I think I might have nightmares the way some of the creatures are designed. It's like, it's all nice, and I felt like, a giant spider. Yeah, okay, okay, because it has to be. Um,
Yep. Got
I
to have
saw,
the giant
I saw some,
spider.
I saw some of the previews, and some of the enemies actually look terrifying. So I'm not looking forward to that bit.
Yeah. Best spider in
But yeah,
any movie. Sheila, Lord of the Rings. Anyway. Um.
yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
cool. That's
Apart from
cool.
apart from that, though, just been on the COD and
Zombies.
just multiplayer, some zombies. Haven't actually tried the new map much, but it's quite fun. Um, I did play the new map a little bit. Um, it's very open on that, and you just have to find doors everywhere.
I think
People have
that's
like
gonna
discovered like 50 Easter eggs on the map already. It's been out a day
Oh
because
my
that's what they do.
god. Oh
I think
my
that's
god.
gonna be my next sound effect. Anytime Liam talks about COD, I'm gonna have a sound effect. It's the catalyst going. "Ah!"
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I've just been playing COD. I mean, like. "Ah!"
yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
I haven't played the new zombies. I haven't played the new map. Anytime Call of Duty updates, it changes my playlist. So it's like it updates and then it goes, you don't want to play team deathmatch. You want to play everything else. I'm like, God damn.
Yeah,
So I have to
yeah,
go in
yeah.
and so I kind of miss out on unless it's thrown into my rotation of what I'm playing. I don't really see it. Um, but yeah, as far as zombies, I haven't played any. I haven't played any zombies. I think since we all played zombies, I haven't
Oh,
gone
man,
back
we
to
have to
play
catch
that.
up on that.
Yeah, maybe we'll have to do
been
that.
a while.
Yeah.
Well, there
Um,
for a while, the Call of Duty was crashing so bad. Um,
you know what? I don't know about you, but when Call of Duty had to update, oh my God, it took a shit on Xbox servers.
Really?
yeah, because it was like a 60. You had to reload the whole game, didn't you? My patch
Uh,
was like
it,
61 gig.
yeah, it was a 50 gig update, which isn't unusual for COD.
Yeah.
It literally brought the Xbox server down. That's how bad the update was.
Wow.
They put the update out,
Wow.
and all the Xboxes like freaked out trying to download this. You know how you can have like a pre-download on Xbox now, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, have that. It just would not complete. Something was corrupted or something.
Hmm.
So yeah, it just got stuck. Like nothing would update on Xbox, and then like COD went down, and all the update files went down.
Oh my
It's-
God.
oh
Hey, if
yeah,
you're
that
gonna, you're
happens.
gonna spend
Uh,
$64 billion, maybe upgrade your servers.
Oh
Yeah, oh
no.
my god, like Activision. Oh,
Mm.
Microsoft should just go in there with a whip and be like, make it work.
Well, that's what Bobby did. Get back to work. But I'm having a baby. Put him to work. Um, cool. Well, so you got South of Midnight, played some Call of Duty. Anything else that
Uh,
tickled your fancy?
I think I actually played much else. Yeah, I've been busy with other stuff, so not much else
How
time to
dare you?
game.
Yeah.
I know it's like life is like be
I
an adult.
know. What the
No.
hell? What the hell, adulthood? Yeah, I
My
had
life.
one of the worst weeks I've had in a very long time. So I didn't get to really play a lot of
Mm,
stuff. But I did a little bit of a Call of Duty. So me and a couple of friends were playing Call of Duty, and all they were doing was complaining, just complain, complain. It's like, okay, have you guys played Ghost Recon Wildlands? And they're like, well, of course one of them had. It's like, yeah, I've got it. And the other guy was like, no, what is that? I'm like, oh shit. So we all downloaded Wildlands, which took like 15 minutes for one of them, an hour for the other guy, and then like 3 hours for me. Because of our internet. So we got to play like 3 missions in Wildlands, and we had a blast. It was, going from like playing Call of Duty. I was like, run, 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 run. This guy's cheating. Which I did get like shot through walls multiple times in that playthrough. Um, Playing Ghost Recon Wildlands is just refreshing. Now, if you don't know what that is, of course, it's a Ghost Recon game. Um, you play like a military operative with your team, and you go into these places and basically like take people out and disrupt things. But you're a ghost, so you have to get in and get out without them like seeing you. With Wildlands, it's an open world, so it's not so much being ghost like. It's more of dropping helicopters on top of trucks to make them stop and stuff like that. So it can be very chaotic. So we're playing this mission, and there's all these heavily armed guards in this building, and then the outer surface, like this, the outer base or whatever's got this gate around it, and we're trying to get in and interrogate this one person. So one of us just goes, okay, runs up there and just starts sniping everybody. Of course, the alarm goes off. You got 5 guys now turned into 50, and we're getting helicopters coming in, and we all die and have to start over. Okay. So the next time I'm like, be a ghost. Just you don't have to kill everybody. And the other guy's like, well, yeah, you do. And he starts shooting everybody. Same effect. Okay.
There's always that guy. It's like, yeah, let's
Right.
kill everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he's new to it, so it was like, and I'm trying to explain. It's like this is the best way to do it. We need to be tactical. The whole idea of this is like planning what to do. Everybody's going to do this. So I'm like, okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way to the right, and I'm going to go into this little door, and I'm going to stay there. And if you guys, and before I could finish, they just start sniping, and then of course it's the same effect. I'm like, what's the definition of insanity? So finally, my wife, who we played hours and hours of this game together, she finally downloads it, and she comes in, and this is my wife. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? Like, what is going on? Like, stop shooting everyone. Just get down, go in, get it done. And so we did. We just like, I went over. I'm like, you're covering me with that drone. She goes, I got it. I'm getting the generator. Turn the generator off. So they lose communications. They can't call anybody. Okay. So then I go up to the building, and I wait for them to make sure that all of the guards are still, it's like if they see anybody or see me, shoot them. So they're all scattered, take a look at it. I sneak up, I interrogate the guy, get it done. We sneak out, done, mission's over. Like, see, that's how you do it. Why they didn't listen to me, I have no idea. My wife comes in and it's like, stop it. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? So with her help, we got that mission done, and everybody had a blast. And again, it's a good, fun co-op game. I love co-op games where you can work as a
Like
team.
it sounds like Overcooked, but with guns. You ever play
That was
Overcooked?
that. Uh-uh.
You ever play that game Overcooked?
No.
It's a game where you have to just like cook food, like you're the chef, and
Right.
it's multiplayer. So like one person would be like, "I'm doing the rice, I'm making rice," and the other person's like, "Well, I'm making the pasta," you know? And sometimes you start doing the pasta because you're trying to help, and the person's like, "Get out of my station! What are you doing?"
Oh my
You
god,
know,
you
and
start
then there's another
overlapping. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah, and then there's
yeah,
another person
yeah.
that's like calling out the recipes. After a while, there's moments like, and I've played this game with other people where we like stop because we keep losing and we stop, and there's one person that's like, "Listen, if you're on fucking pasta, don't fucking come to my station. We need to be organized. We need to do this correctly.
Turn into
You can't." I just turned into Gordon
right.
Ramsay.
That's what I was gonna
Like
say.
this,
What
this
the
is
fuck
Yeah.
is wrong with you? You gotta kill
what
somebody.
is this? You, you fucking pillock.
Stay on station.
Yeah.
God. Oh
Yeah,
my
no, so
god.
yeah, so like you're doing the same thing. You're like, listen, okay, we gotta get organized. You can't just run in there and fucking team reckless and just shoot whoever and get shot and cameras and
Yeah.
like you gotta go in there. You have to plan, you gotta execute. Like
Mhm.
Hey,
so
that is on Game Pass. Hmm.
Overcooked,
Mhm.
Yeah, Overcooked too.
dude, you
Is it?
gotta
Oh,
play
oh,
that.
yeah.
It
Wait,
is like
Yeah.
ridiculous. It's absolutely
that's what you just described is basically when my wife cooks and she has me
yeah.
help. She's like, "Can you like do this very menial little bitty thing that a child can do?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Okay." And then I go over there and do it wrong immediately. And she's like, "Just get out of my way. Just go do
Yeah.
something
Just
else.
get out, get out, get
Right?
out. Yeah.
Go,
Leave,
go,
leave.
There's
get off station."
there's one like uh like uh like mini game in there where you can most of the time people play with each other co-op, but there
Right.
is a versus mode which I've only played like a couple of times. I thought it was great. My friends did it were like, "No, I don't want to play it like this. I just want to do
Team
co-op."
deathmatch.
But the versus mode is really cool because what they do is they have ingredients that go on a conveyor belt and they eventually meet in the middle, and so like you're fighting for ingredients. Like
Okay.
you're like you grab the rice before the other team grabs the rice, and they're fucking pissed. They start getting pissed. They're like, "Yo, I needed that rice to make my meal," and you're like, "Too fucking bad. I'm making it." And start fighting. It's not like that in co-op. In versus, you're
Yeah.
like fighting for ingredients, and it's fun as hell, and it's really fucking funny. That part is funny, and when you're playing co-op, sometimes they put you on like different islands and you're like, "Yo, I need fucking sausage. Throw me the sausage." And you literally throw the sausage,
You have to
and sometimes
throw it to him.
it hits you and it bounces off of you, or like you miss the platform and it goes in the water. You're like, "What the fuck? I told you, man, you can't get this." So like there's a lot of really funny moments in that game. I hope they make a part 3 because it's really fucking funny, that game.
Okay, I think that's going on the list. My wife and
Yeah.
I we haven't finished Split Fiction because,
Oh,
like I
okay.
said, this week has been I don't want to talk about it, but I really want to go back and finish that game. So that might be our next game that we play together. And because I played Valheim with my wife, and it's kind of like it's kind of like playing Counter Strike with like a pro player. Like, hey man, let's go play some Counter Strike, and they like just like level the map every like go. Oh, I didn't even get to fire a shot. And it's like, hey, okay, match, let's go. I'm like, I still didn't get. I didn't even see anybody. You killed everybody. It's kind of like that. It's like It's like,
Yeah.
hey, we need to do this, this, and this, and she's like, got it done, and I'm like chopping a tree, going, but the time it took me to chop this tree down, you've raised 4 boar and a wolf. Like, how did you even fucking get a wolf? So, not as
She too,
enjoyable for me.
yeah, she's too powerful now. It's like,
Yeah,
I know what to do.
exactly. You are out of my league. Like, if you were at a bar, I couldn't even talk to you now. Um, so, but yeah, playing Ghost Recon was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun with that, and we'll probably play more of that Not Breakpoint, but Wildlands. Wildlands is better. All right, well, let's get into some of this stuff. Again, we're not talking about Ubisoft because I'm sick of Ubisoft. I'm just done with that. But I do want to talk about a little bit about the marathon. Bungie dropped a what do you call this? A a
Was that
trailer
Kiza?
for the trailer, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
so the
yeah.
save the date
Trailer for the
trailer. Yeah,
trailer. A trailer for the
the
trailer.
trailer for the trailer. Yep, this is the
Yeah,
trailer to
yeah.
leading up to the
I'm,
trailer of the game.
It's
I'm, I'm,
hilarious.
I'm so tired of that. It's like the announcement of the announcement. It's like, just show it. Damn it.
Just show it. I mean, this just, but they do give, I mean, this is probably a good indication of what the game is going to look like. Um, and personally, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I don't think it looks intriguing. I think it looks very cartoony. I think it looks um, um, just very flat. And why does that robot cat have a butthole? Like, what? Oh, oh, I get it. Never mind. It's a charging port. So what is
What?
I don't know. But I'm saving, I'm not like I'm not
Yeah,
dogging the
yeah.
game for what we're seeing here. I want to see the gameplay trailer. I want to see what this is about, but it's just I don't know. That first
We'll see the
trailer looked
game.
amazing, and this one, and knowing that, when they show that concept trailer, it's
Mm,
like, wow, this looks cool. Like the character looked really cool, and man, the guns looked cool. The just everything looked just very intriguing. This looks like a trailer for like an event in Fortnite. I swear to God, it does.
mm.
It just, I don't know.
It's
So
what the
that's
it's what the all it's what the kids are playing today.
yeah, it's what the kids are playing. It could be. I mean, I get that, but Liam, what did you think about this?
I haven't seen much of the marathon. I just knew that it was, being talked about. So I haven't actually seen much of it yet. I'm just waiting for the gameplay trailer. So
Yeah,
that's
so
on
that's probably
the what?
best.
That's on the what? The 12th.
Yeah,
So
Saturday, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
I just hope this works out for Bungie because I don't know what will happen if this doesn't work out. So
Yep. This
um,
could be another Concord. Probably not, but I don't know. Who knows?
That's the
Um,
C word.
I know,
hit the
right?
C word.
Oops. Sorry.
Oh, be the C word, cunt. No, Concord.
I forgot to add actually. I actually did. One of my friends played Destiny 2, and they
Hmm.
said, "Hey, play Destiny 2 with me." I was like, "Oh, I don't want to go back to Destiny 2." It was like 20 minutes on Destiny 2. I was like, "Oh no, it's sucking me back in. Don't
Mm,
do it. You can't do it to me."
no.
Then the final, like the last expansion, the final shape played. I was like, "No, you can't."
Nah.
Yeah. I
It's,
played that and I finished it and I am done. I'm not
yeah.
going back to Destiny 2. I mean, they'd have to have something very earth
Mm,
shattering to get me back to play in
yeah.
Destiny 2. But I'm afraid that if Marathon takes off, this is actually really good and it just blows up and it's like the best thing ever. Destiny 2 is gonna it's just gonna be a downslide until it's you'll get that update of like, well, this is the last update for Destiny 2. Thanks for playing and we'll keep the servers on, blah blah blah. But uh, I don't know, David. You saw a little bit of this. What did you think of it?
I I'm actually I'm kind of torn because these trailers are kind of pissing me off. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I think the game looks cool. I just think they're acting like for example, these kinds of trailers that are meant to hype up a game would be great for like GTA 6, where like everybody sort of understands GTA 6.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing a tiny bit of the game, just a tiny bit, even a fucking image, everybody gets hyped, right? Nope, this game's never been out. Nobody knows anything about this game.
Yeah.
And they're treating
Yeah.
it like GTA 6, like, oh, we're just gonna show a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it like I don't give a shit. You know what I mean?
I
Like you're
mean,
not
no, no.
like it's not working on me. It's not working on me to get me hyped. It's actually annoying me that you're not showing anything. Now, with that said, what I have seen looks cool. Now, if you make certain things of this game like Destiny, I'm not gonna fucking play it. Like for example, if it's first person and then you start adding skins and different ways to make my character look different, but I'm not third person, I'm first person. I hate when games do that. That's just me. If you like that, that's cool. That's just me. I hate the fact that I have to work so hard to make my character look a certain way that I like and never see them look like that when I'm playing the game.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that so annoying. Like I love the outfits in Destiny. I thought the outfits were cool. I thought, I would work hard on the armor and get the best armor. And then I played the game and I would just never see the armor. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
with
it was
with
better when they had something tied to that armor or that weapon, like
right.
Galahorn. Like if you had a Galahorn on your back at one
Yep.
time, it was because you did the raid like 900 times and actually got it.
Yeah.
You know, or a helmet or something like that. When they just put all the really cool shit in the store,
Yeah.
that's when I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's like it's not my character. This is first person. It's not that important to me to spend
Yeah.
money on the way that looks.
Yeah.
But now that you mention that, is Marathon third person or first person? I
I'm
See,
not sure actually what it's going
I
to be.
that's
think
what I'm
it's
saying. Like,
first person.
what
Yeah.
what is it? I mean, what is the deal with Marathon? You know, like what? I mean, but you know what? When you can't see a character and you work really, really hard at making yourself look a certain way,
Mm-hmm.
it's all about status at that point. It's not about like, and I don't. The thing is I'm the type of gamer that doesn't give a shit about any of that. Like
Yeah.
that's why, like in Apex, like if I didn't get the cool skin, like it didn't fucking matter to me. You know what
Yeah.
I
Me
mean?
neither.
Yeah.
Gonna see the skin anyway, and everybody would be like, "Oh, that's just a regular skin," and I'm like, I don't care what the regular skin.
Yeah.
All you guys care about is like that's why I want to get the heirloom in Apex. It's all about status. It's not. It has nothing
Mm.
to do with like the look, but that's what skins are for. They're for the look. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to get you excited. It's supposed to be more immersive. And I hate how games make it about status. Like we're gonna make it so that like if you don't have this skin, you're not the cool guy. You know what I mean? And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's fucking stupid. Like, what's the point of me working for this? So that I look cool in front of strangers? Like people that I don't
Yep.
care. I
Yep.
don't care what they think of me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it's just like,
Well,
yeah, whatever.
when you got kids at school that are getting bullied because they have the default skin of Fortnite and can't afford,
Oh yeah,
companies are like, yeah, let's open that
yeah. I
store
mean,
up.
but like it creates the condition
It
of
does.
like feeling left out, and that's fucked up. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? That's I mean, I don't want kids to go through life thinking like they have to prove themselves to people. Like you have nothing to prove to anybody but yourself, like work if you want to work hard and get something, it's because you did it for yourself, not for anybody else.
Right.
You know, I just always hated that about games. So that's a big turnoff for me. If Marathon goes in that direction, that's going to for me, that's just my opinion, it's going to be a turnoff for me. If I'm going to
Mm.
work hard at getting skins and I'm never gonna look at them. I'm just gonna be like, that's not for
I
me.
I would wager that there's probably going to be some kind of social area where
Oh
you're in a
yeah.
third person, walk around,
Yeah,
probably a lot like Destiny.
a
I would
lobby.
guess there would be. Yeah, there's going to be some kind of a social lobby or something. Just so same thing with Destiny. It's like you're right. You don't get to see what you're wearing, but when you go to the tower, and everybody's like, "Whoa, check that out." I mean,
Yeah,
I've done that too. I've gone to like, "Oh my god, check out that armor. Look at this
yeah,
dude's armor. Like, look at that." Um,
yeah,
I guess that's what you want. I mean, I never really cared about it. I just wanted my character to look a certain way.
yeah.
And I had like bypassed better armor. Like this armor is better, but I don't like the way it looks. So,
Right.
it's like I want my
And then
character
and
to
then
look the way I want it to.
Yeah.
transmogrifying it or
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can transmog.
that
Yeah, then when
it,
they added
but it like
that,
came later. I remember it like it came later. Like it wasn't like in the game
no, it
right away.
wasn't. No.
Right.
No, when the game came out, everybody's walking around with just the dopiest looking generic
Yeah.
armor, and then this
Mhm.
one like armband that had like eagles flying around it and
Yeah, yeah,
fireworks
yeah,
coming out of it, and then like all gray, just
yeah,
it's like all random shit.
But yeah,
But I
that's
get
that's a
that
weird
though.
thing about armor. That's the weird thing about Destiny now is because like when it comes to like transmog and things, you can change your armor anyway. So what's the point of special armor? Because everyone's going to use their default.
Hmm.
You know,
true.
like you get a bit of stat on your armor, but the armor looks ugly. I'm just going to go back to my old one then.
Yeah,
The way it looks.
yeah, exactly,
So
exactly.
no point, no point grinding for the skin then, is it?
Well,
Oh, I mean,
no,
like,
it just
eh,
and any of the good skins they put in the store. They
Yeah.
yeah.
put it in the store. So I don't know. We'll see with this, but yeah, I think we can all agree that this may be Bungie's last
Hope.
effort.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, Bungie, like Destiny is going to. There's a mobile Destiny game, right?
Is
Uh,
that?
Is there?
yeah, it's not out yet. It's not being made by them.
Ah,
It's
okay.
being made by someone else. And I've seen some people play it early, and they say it's actually really good. It actually like takes some of the bullshit out of Destiny, which is, I mean, for a mobile game, that seems like the complete opposite. It seems like they just add a bunch
Mm.
of bullshit. Um, but they had a mobile game in. They were making a mobile game for Tencent, and maybe that is what this is. They were producing it. They didn't make it themselves, but I don't know. But other than that, I think this is it. This is all they have. They've I think officially like put Destiny 3 on a chalkboard somewhere, but it is
Yeah.
not. It's like all hands on deck for Marathon right now because they want to get this thing launched probably this year because Sony has
Yeah.
Sony's now working at Bungie. I mean, we know that. There are executives
Mhm.
at Bungie that go to work at Bungie every day and sit in a chair and sip coffee and stare at them until they get their shit ready. So maybe this will. What just happened? Where'd you guys go? Hello? What the hey? Yeah. So after that I don't know what happened. Discord needs to just grow up. Um, anyway, I was saying that I think Marathon unfortunately is going to be like, if this doesn't take off and it doesn't do well for Bungie, there may not be a Bungie.
Yeah. That's
I think
that's
it's that simple.
that's a harsh reality of a lot of games and studios now.
Yeah. It doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter what you've made, what you've done. If you can't produce the dollars and you're spending more than what comes in, then that's just business 101, man. It doesn't matter. And I see a lot of people in there, it's like, this has got to be good because Bungie's making it. I'm like, you got to get that out of your head. You got to stop thinking that way because the people that made Halo are not there. They're not there anymore.
Mhm.
They've moved on. They're scattered. They're all over the place. All the other studios.
The people
Um,
that made Destiny aren't even there. The original Destiny
yeah, the
or
original Destiny. They're gone. They're not there at all either. They just, and anybody that had anything to do with Halo at Bungie, I'm pretty sure has been laid off because their paycheck was probably too big and their stock was probably getting too big. Um, so yeah, don't. I have no love for Bungie anymore. But anyway, so we'll see what happens with that. But let's go on to this. This is the big topic, and Leon, I'm glad you got here because we are going to talk about Nintendo, and we're going to talk about the Switch
Mhm.
2, and
Yep.
with a giant gleaming what the fuck. I mean, what the hell?
Yeah.
So they had
There
they.
there was a lot of confusion
Oh my
with this
god.
Switch 2.
Yeah. Yeah, well,
So
let's start with that. They did not show the price of the games or the accessories or anything in this. Did they show they showed the price, right? They showed the price and when it's coming out. So it's
no,
449 in the US.
When they had like the big event, the Switch Direct, the price wasn't shown. It was only afterwards that
Oh,
you
that's
had to
right.
find out some
Yeah.
random website
Yeah.
and a Nintendo blog post. You couldn't even say it in the show. It's like not even for the system. Weird, but okay. Um, so the Switch for the US is $450.
Yep.
$500 if you want a bundle with Mario Kart.
$500. Yep.
Me, it's actually better because I expected £400 and it is £400.
Yeah, I was thinking
400,
399 easy, but yeah, went
yeah,
a bit on above that.
which is 430 for me with a bundle.
Yeah.
Excuse me, which I did manage to get a pre-order.
Oh, well
Um,
also there's a TV dock does not come with this.
oh,
Oh,
No,
oh,
doesn't it?
no, it does.
Does it?
You mean a
does?
dock?
Then why are they selling it separately?
No, no. There's only two bundles right now.
Okay.
The, the Switch by itself, Switch 2 by itself, and the Switch for Mario. Both bundles will have everything included that they expect, the dock and everything.
Yeah, then why are they selling it separately? I guess just if
Because
you need
people
an
buy,
extra one? Okay.
yeah,
I can see that.
people buy docks, so that's just what they do.
Okay. I guess to have like one in the living room and the one in the. Okay.
Yeah,
$109
yeah.
for the dock. Yeah.
Oof.
Extra if you want an extra dock. The Pro controller is $80.
Yeah. Well,
Joy-Con replacements are $89.
the old Pro controller will work on the Switch too. Well,
Well,
so we've
no,
got
I
like
don't
an
have
old,
the chat button.
yeah, one on the chat
Yeah.
button.
Digital games are $70 to $80, and
Yeah,
physical
there
games
was.
are $80 to $90
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's not $90. It's 80.
for the
I
digital.
think
For the physical games, they showed $89.99.
no, it changed now, so it is eighty
Oh, it
dollars for
did
the
change.
physical. Yeah,
Okay.
I think there was a lot of confusion when it comes to the prices because
Okay.
everyone was like
Yeah.
showing screenshots
Well, I
because
went to three
Nintendo.
websites and this I found
Yeah,
the same pricing for this. So how much are the games?
um, I think majority of games are going to be like 70.
Uh huh.
Mario Kart World is just $80 for some reason. That's
Well,
the game
no,
that's
it's
like
not for some
$80.
reason. Mr. Bowser, the CEO of Nintendo America, said that the games are priced for what they're worth,
Yeah, like
and the price of the actual Switch 2 is $449 because it needed to be it needed to cost more than the Switch 1.
yeah. I mean the Switch 2
That's their
system price
reasoning.
I don't have a problem with. I think it's a bit more expensive than if like for the US and for other countries, but like over here, fair pricing, I think. But yeah, the games are a bit out of hand. And now the Nintendo have pulled all the pre-orders from America because they don't know what to do with tariffs. So that's the thing as well.
No, they said that had their pricing has nothing to do with tariffs. That's what the CEO said.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like they're pricing now, but now they're pulling back from America because of the tariffs. So that price might jump again.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it will.
So yeah, good luck.
Yeah, I think I attribute this to, and of course, uh, David probably remembers this, but uh, years ago, and I've used this before, but it still applies. Years ago, movie theaters decided that movies were just too good, and they raised the price of the movies tickets like 40%. So instead of
Yeah,
paying $12 for an adult ticket, you now paid anywhere from $18 to $25 for a ticket. And in New York, I think it was like 35 and 40 or something like that. So now when you take you and your two kids to the movie, you with
yeah, it's
candy
gonna
and
be a
popcorn and
lot.
everything, you're spending
Yeah,
$150 maybe just to go see a goddamn movie, right?
yeah,
Well, guess what? Ticket sales plummeted because there is a line that people will pay. And I'm not talking about the people that live alone, have every gaming system on their wall, and and they're on Twitter all day, saying how good Nintendo is no matter what they do. That's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about just the regular consumer that goes into
Yeah,
Target and goes, "Oh, the Switch 2 is coming out." Okay, and they show up for the Switch 2 and they're like, 450. The games are $90 or $80. Um, they're gonna think twice about that. They're gonna start
yeah,
maybe
yeah.
gauging. Does this something? Maybe I'll wait for a sale, which it will never be on sale, or maybe I'll get a used one, or those people don't love this as much as we do. You
No,
know what I'm
no. But
saying? Like the average
the average
consumer,
consumer, no, they
right?
don't. They just look at a good price. Like, oh, that's
Yeah,
expensive. Maybe I won't get that. That's what they
and
think.
and of course this, I look at Nintendo as this is a kid's, you know, product. Not that it's,
Yeah,
I mean, if you're an adult and you love Nintendo, there's nothing wrong with that, of course. But it obviously caters toward families. And if you've got a kid that says, "Hey, I want to Switch 2 for Christmas," and it comes out in June, um, you're looking at spending about $600 for a game, an extra controller, or at least a couple of games and a Switch. That's $600. That gets to be like, "Hey, kid, you need to start mowing lawns." I mean, it is a lawn. And just like I wanted to go to computer camp, it's like my parents both had to sit me down and go, "I'm sorry, we just can't afford this."
yeah.
And I understood that,
Especially, especially now with like the economy's not
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
It,
This is like, this is getting into the point. It's like, do I buy this or do I pay rent? You
yeah,
know,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not that
As
gaming is not
as much,
expensive anyway, but
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's already
you know,
expensive, but when you put everything up, like, oh, a new system, a new game, a new this, a new that, a new the other, it adds up so much. And it's like, I do like gaming, but life happens as well. So,
yeah, and
yeah,
it doesn't help that places like GameStop will bundle these things, much like they did when the last consoles came out. They did this with the PlayStation 5. You could not walk in and buy a PlayStation 5. You had to walk in and buy a bundle. And the bundles
yeah.
were anywhere from $700 to $900. And it was bundled with
Ouch.
another controller and a game and this, because they don't make any money on the console. They make it on the accessories and the games. So
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's how they, and that to me is robbery. That you can't do that. It is a single SKU. You should be able to buy that
yeah.
separately, but they wouldn't let you do that. They will probably do the same thing with the Switch too. They will get some in, even with pre-orders. The first pre-orders may be just the Switch 2. But after that, when they get
Yeah.
them in the stores, they'll probably bundle them. So then, even then, by Christmas, you're not looking at $450. You're looking at maybe even more. And
Hmm.
is spending upwards to $1,000 worth handing your 9-year-old this device and going, "Oh, please don't break it." You know that
Yeah.
is completely portable and they take it anywhere and everywhere they go, including to school where it could get stolen.
Hmm.
So I don't know. It's
Yeah.
just, Nintendo
This
is. Oh, go ahead.
Nintendo just having their Xbox One moment right now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is everyone is confused. Like the pricing is confusing. No
Mm-hmm.
one knows what's happening. It was $90, then it was $80, now it's 70 and 80. But that one's 40. And what's the accessories? What's not with it? How do games work? They had this weird thing I still don't understand. Nintendo Switch One games are going to have upgrades. Thanks Sony for showing Nintendo that.
Yeah.
So, obviously, Nintendo Switch 2 patches will have their upgrade that you can spend $10 or $20 for
Right.
a Nintendo Switch 2 version. And they're going to sell the new Nintendo Switch 2 cases for $80.
Mm-hmm.
All their old games, they remastered them.
But it doesn't have a Switch 2 game in it.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
Right.
It's
It's the
still not
Switch
this
1 game.
this still isn't confirmed. This is the weird thing. This is why Nintendo should actually talk. They can't be bothered because pre-orders are selling anyway. Apparently, it's just the Switch One game inside
Mm-hmm.
with a download code to upgrade it to the two version,
Yeah.
which doesn't make sense to me at all.
It does not make sense. It totally
Because
does
then
not make
if
sense.
because if you use that code, that then your game just turns into a Switch One game if you resell it.
Yeah. So
So,
and that's the
I mean,
thing. So you buy this
it's just confusion.
right. You
Yeah,
buy
correct me off.
this $80 game per se, and then you take it home and you put it in, and then you put in your code, right? And then it upgrades it to the Switch 2 version. So that cart that you have, the Switch game, is not a Switch 2 game.
Yeah.
So if you go to trade that in, you're not getting a value of the Switch 2 game. You're getting
Of
the value of a Switch
yeah,
1 game.
yeah.
So and I understand that in a way that they don't want that. They don't like GameStop. I mean, all these people, they do, cater to them because they sell new stuff and everything, but they do lose money on used games. I mean, they all do. Everybody does,
Yeah.
except for GameStop. They're the only ones making money on it. When you buy that used version of Ghost of Tsushima, Sony didn't get $1 of that.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
so it's almost like, hey, we're going to have physical games more, digital games less. It's almost like they want you to get the digital game,
They
obviously,
do.
because
It's
because
a massive push
they
into
make more
digital.
money on it. They don't have to put it in a box. They don't have to put it on a cart. They don't have to put anything on it.
Yeah.
Um, so it's this may kill physical. This if everybody else starts doing this may kill physical games. Not to mention that even the carts that you get for the Switch 2 games themselves will not have the game on it. It's just got a license on it, but it's still tied to your cartridge.
Yep.
Unless you
Like how
let
discs
somebody else use it. No, that's a digital game
like
only. Yeah.
yeah, like how discs work now, pretty much. Some
Right.
games will
Yeah,
have the
like
full
CDs
game
work.
on them. I actually put Cyberpunk on a 64 gig card, so that's interesting. Um, but yeah, like it should have been a home run for Nintendo, and the Switch 2 itself is like the whole spec of the system is great. It looks
Yeah,
fantastic.
it
It
does.
looks refined,
Even the
and
thumbstick
look,
is in a wrong position, but I'm saying, but it
it's
is.
got all it's got all the third party support like more, and I think developers are going to be very happy with this. But then they just absolutely fumbled just trying to tell you the price of the thing.
Well, it's
So
not so
yeah,
much that they fumbled; it's that they weren't like upfront about it. They weren't like,
yeah,
here's the thing. This is what you're going to be able to do with it, and here's the pricing of it.
yeah,
Because they didn't want that. They wanted the excitement before the sticker shock.
yeah.
Not to mention
Um,
that Ubisoft is looking at this like $80 games. Here we go, $80 games. I guarantee you, the next pile of shit that they produce and put out is going to have a $79.99 sticker on it.
oh yeah, yeah. Um, so I don't know, I don't know what the games are going to do, but the pre-order's already sold out everywhere.
Of
People are still
course.
going to buy it, obviously.
Well, it's
Even in Japan, they're actually selling like a reduced Switch 2 version,
mm-hmm,
like an only Japanese Switch 2.
mm-hmm,
That that equals $330.
yeah, yeah,
So yeah, Japan's gonna go nuts over this thing.
yeah. And it will. I mean, it's Nintendo.
Yeah,
they'll sell a ton of these right now. But it's the long game. It's the
yeah,
um, this is just a more powerful Switch 1 with a beefy price tag on the end of it. I mean, it's
yeah.
just you get to a certain point. There's a my favorite dessert, other than what my wife makes, is there's a carrot cake at J. Alexander's, and
Hmm.
it is I will knock somebody over for that cake. And it's all their desserts are around like $5 to $7, right? So this is like a $7 dessert, and every time I go there, I get it. Even if it's at lunch and I'm sitting at the bar by myself. But if they raise the price of that to say $12, even though I love it, that to me gets to be like I'm not paying $12 for that. There's a limit that people have, and everybody's
Yeah,
got it,
yeah.
whether they don't or not. And I
It
will find
it
something
is
else.
because when companies raise prices in anything, it's finding that breaking point. They're like, let's see what happens if we do this.
Right, but they're gauging that by the first sales. They always gauge that by how many units did we sell before Christmas.
Yeah,
Well, that's because you got a bunch of idiots out there that will buy it. No, you could put $4,000 on it, and they will buy it, no questions
Yeah,
asked.
yeah.
No, and this is why we have this problem, because there are people
Hmm.
that have money to just, they don't have a family, they don't have, you know, they don't have, they have like a job, a tech job or something. They just have all this money. They can buy, life size Boba Fett's and shit, which is great. I mean, I'm happy for them, but they're the ones that are like, I don't, whatever the price is, just give me, they'll
Yeah.
go in and they'll buy
Just
that.
give
They'll
me
buy
a.
all the accessories and all the games and walk out spending $2,000. Nothing, no problem for them. But
Hmm.
it's that long game that they don't look at. This thing is there. Every kid that plays Fortnite on a Switch right now just went, what? 120 frames per second, bigger screen, LCD screen, by the way, not an OLED. And that'll come later. That'll be the 549 version.
Yeah, yeah. Which is interesting because when you actually looked at the comparison of the Switch 2 against the OLED, it actually looks better than the OLED because because even if it is like an LCD screen, screens have got a lot better
They
since
have, but
the
you
Switch 1.
you can't.
So this screen, I mean, they'll obviously sell an OLED later on, but
Mm,
it's a fantastic looking screen. I've got to say. Um, and they got like
well,
they got VRR on it. They got HDR support. They got 120 hertz.
DLSS.
So,
Yeah.
obviously, they have all the DLSS and
I
stuff.
mean,
So,
it's yeah. It's don't
so
compare
I
it to
don't
a
have,
Steam
I
Deck though,
don't,
because it's not a
yeah,
Steam Deck.
yeah, I don't have a problem with like all the spec and hardware itself because that's very, very refined right now. They know like the problems with the Switch One, although they'll probably still get a stick drift. Um,
Yeah,
so,
of course they will,
yeah.
because they're not using Hall effects.
Well, this
Yeah,
is what
no,
I
no
think.
Well,
Hall effect sticks.
This is what I think.
go
This
ahead.
game fucking sucks. This game fucking sucks.
I just that pricing is just, maybe I don't know, maybe I'm just a grizzled ancient, but I will tell you this. See this game right here? I went to
Hmm.
Target. This was a Target exclusive in the
Indie.
day, like in '92, I think, something like that. And it came out. I got a date, a street date. So right after work, ran up to Target. This game was $72.99. And I bet I stood there in front of that game for a good 10 minutes just going, how can I afford this? Everything else is $59.99 and this thing is like $72.99. I'm like, should I get this? Do I get this? And of course, obviously I got it. This is the original. I bought this in '92. Um Sitting in the car, I'm like, I just spent 70 something dollars on a fucking game. Like that was that I felt bad about myself. I was like, holy shit.
Yep.
Like, am I an idiot? Like what?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I can't return it. Let's just, let me just try to get over it. I'm still fucking pissed about that.
You're
This thing
still
is,
paying it off.
it is so hard. You can't even get, anyway. Yeah, I know. I'm still
You're
paying
still
on it.
trying to pay it off.
Right. And next year it'll be mine. Um, but it's, and then after that, I didn't buy another game. This was the last Super Nintendo game I ever bought, outside of like used or, because it left such a just like, God dang, man, that was a lot of money for me back then,
Yeah.
I see this again. They're doing it again. It just, now, do you guys think that this will affect like the other market, the other, like, is everybody else going to follow suit? This didn't happen in the '90s when the N64 came out and their games were, anywhere from $50 to $90. Everybody else stayed at 50, but I don't know. What do you guys think?
I mean, if
Uh,
Xbox was smart, they would have like a much lower price, and
yeah.
they'd
Just stick
they'd
the Series
look
S
like
on
the good
sale.
guy.
Hey, look.
They'll look like the good guy because their price is less. Oh, we're selling it with a $3.99 price tag.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I
Less
bet
like
there's going to be
Nintendo.
a hefty price decrease on the S this Christmas. It's going to be like $99. or
Yeah.
something ridiculous to just at least try to, combat that. Like, I
Microsoft
wanted
like
a
advertising
Switch. You got an Xbox.
Microsoft advertising their Game Pass right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, all these games are coming out. It's only $20 a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it is. Here it
Yep.
is. You don't have to spend 90 on a game,
Yep.
whatever it is. I
Well,
think the biggest problem is Europe, really, because they're getting screwed so badly when it comes to prices. Um, just in like terms of regional currency and different things. Like in Canada, it's $700.
yeah.
In other European countries, it's like $700 to $800.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Conversion. So, ouch. Um,
Man. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I really don't know what else to say about it other than this is entertainment. These aren't necessities. These things you don't
yeah,
have to have these things. Um, and I know a lot of people through my lengthy time here on Earth, that when things get too expensive, they do something else. They just do something
yeah,
else,
yeah,
and and this could very well happen. I mean, already you have a whole generation of kids that are out there right now that don't want to switch. They don't have any. They don't even know why they would use one. You know, they have a phone. They have a tablet. That's what they play on. That's what they use, and that's what they're used to. You give them a switch, and they're like, with a controller, and they're like, what do I do with this controller? I don't understand this. And Microsoft knows this. Sony's catching on to it finally. Maybe it seems like they are. Nintendo is just like, here's a Switch 2, just like the Switch 1, just bigger, better graphics, which is pretty much
yeah. I mean,
what everybody wanted. But if this thing's going
yeah,
to be out for another 7-8 years, you're going to have you're going to lose that market. These kids are not going to want this 6 or 7 years from now. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I
mm,
just don't see it. Much like the console market's not growing anyway. So
mm.
I don't know. Nintendo's just
I
super
think,
rich. They don't care.
yeah. I mean, Nintendo still have their devoted user base, so
They
people
do.
will still have like the Switch 2. Obviously, it'll still sell a lot. I don't think it's going to be any failure for them. The Switch 2, it will sell fine. I don't know if it'll like do Switch 1 numbers, but we'll see.
I'm
Um,
gonna I'm gonna say no.
it's
I'm gonna say ultimately
pro-
that
pro-
it's not
pro-
gonna do the same numbers.
Probably not. Probably not. As I said, like people do other things. They go on tablets, they go on phones, they go on
Yeah.
PCs, and the market itself doesn't grow with it. Um, it's just more of a like, what will other publishers do now? If Nintendo are trying to set standards, like, oh, we think we can charge this because we think that's what it's worth.
Yeah.
That's a scary precedent. That
Yeah.
precedent to
Games
set.
are not worth $80.
No,
I'm just gonna say it,
no,
especially not $90. I mean, if you pay that much for a game, you usually get like a statue or a big book
yeah.
or something. No, I'm
A Halo
Nintendo.
helmet.
You're, huh? A
You get a
helmet?
Halo helmet.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, God, I think I paid like $150 for Skyrim. I got like the dragon and the book and I mean, I got all kinds of shit with that. If it was just the game, I'd be like, are you serious? Like crazy.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Which
everything,
I'll
huh?
give Nintendo a benefit of the doubt on games because they're a lot more polished than most games. So maybe that's why they're like,
Well,
oh,
that's my final question about this is that what are third party games that are going to the Switch 2? What are they going to be priced? On Call of Duty, for instance, Call of Duty is $69.99. Is it going to be $79.99 on the Switch 2?
mm, I don't know. I think if Microsoft put games on the Switch 2, they'll probably gauge how much like games will sell. Because Nintendo are very like how they're saying it, they're open to like different prices on different
Yeah.
games.
Yeah, I would bet that it's going to be the same price as anything else because you're obviously getting a lesser version of that than say the PC
Yeah,
version. That's going to be, $69.99. But Ubisoft, I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And I hate to say that, but how this is going to affect the market. We've got GTA 6 maybe coming out this year. Who the hell knows? But that is rumored to be $100 right off the bat. I don't think
Yeah.
that that's what's going to happen, but just the having that out there and having people talk about it makes me
yeah,
physically ill. Like,
I,
stop it.
I,
This
yeah. I
if that
don't.
happens, and then with this coming out, I guarantee the landscape of the high end console market and AAA market in the next like 3 or 4 years is going to look vastly different.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like analysts and in industry insider people, it's like they want it to be $100. Like, why? What what
Well, let
could
me explain
possibly?
something to you, Liam, because games media used to be for the consumer. Games media
Yeah,
used to be like, here's the game. Do you want to play it? Do you want to buy it? Let's see if this is a product that you may want to enjoy.
mhm,
Okay. That's not what games media is now. Games media is part of Nintendo and Xbox and PlayStation. They're
yeah,
part of that so that they can push whatever advertising that they need to push or what narrative that they want to push politically or whatever. They're not on our side anymore. They're
no,
not
no,
fighting for us. They're not the ones that stand up and go, "Excuse me, this is wrong. Don't do that."
yeah,
We have it's up to us to make these decisions with our wallets and not buy overpriced shit like this. It's which we sometimes do and sometimes fail miserably
which
at it.
which we do. I understand it's not a charity. They're here to make a profit, not to be our friend. Blah blah blah.
Right,
And
but you have to
uh,
price things for what they're worth.
yeah,
Much like Nvidia having a $2,100 GPU. No, I'm sorry.
mhm,
That's just not worth the money.
yeah,
Um, Nintendo is family oriented and they usually price their stuff for a family so that a child could even go, "Hey, can I get this for Christmas?" And you look at it and go, "That is within a budget." Sure, we can do that.
yeah,
If you start getting outside of that, then yeah, you're going to have the fanboys buying it day one. But, year two, year three, year four, how many are you selling? Are you dropping the
mhm,
price? No. Is it going up? Yes. Then you're going to sell less. And that's the hard reality that they're going to come into. And that could very well trickle down to everyone, Xbox, PlayStation. It's like when you start getting into this, it's like, holy shit, how much am I spending on gaming? How much
yeah,
am I spending on gaming for my children or my partner or whatever? Then it
mhm,
starts. Then you start getting into that's when the collective market starts to slide into something different. This is why people don't watch TV shows anymore. This is why a lot of people don't
mhm,
go to movies anymore. When you have garbage in and you pay for the garbage, people aren't going to buy your garbage anymore. I mean, it's
yeah,
it's it's just what it is. You still got people that watch TV shows and you still got people that go to the movies, but they're not enough. They're not enough to keep the lights on. And this is just another stab at that to just start making people think, what the fuck am I doing with my money?
Yeah.
Luckily we're on PC and you can buy a game. I bought a game, Crisis 3 remastered for $4.99, and it is awesome. $4. $4. So you
that's
gotta
that's
you,
that's
you
the
gotta be
other
smart
sort of.
about it.
Yeah, that's just the other like Achilles heel for Nintendo right now is their games don't go on sale that much, if ever.
No, I just
Which
looked up
if
Breath of the Wild at Target is still $60. Came out in 2017. They take beloved games on their store that you can buy and go, they just take them off and go, not available anymore. Why?
yeah, yeah,
So they can re release them years later and go, hey, it's back, and then charge you more for it. Nintendo
Yeah.
is the most anti consumer gaming company, I swear.
Yeah.
and it's blatant, but nobody seems to either care or see it. They are ripping you off, and this proves it to me. They say their games are worth $80. Fuck you, they are not. I'm sorry. So, blah. Anyway, so I
Okay,
think it's safe to say I will not be
we'll see
getting the
how it
Switch
goes.
2. Yeah.
Well, I
Um,
have I have a pre-order in. I don't know if I want to
Yeah, I
keep
mean,
that,
if you
but
buy one, I'm not. Again, I'm
uh,
saying, we shouldn't collectively, buy the stuff.
yeah,
But if you buy one, you can do whatever you want to with your money. I don't care. Um,
yeah, but yeah,
I didn't know
I'll
I didn't know
see.
you were rich.
yeah,
Yeah,
if you're rich,
so,
who cares? Uh,
yeah, but I did put one in, and I'll just see what happens. By the time it comes out, I don't know, I might not have enough money to do it. Who knows?
yeah,
Because it is a balance right now with the economy and around the
Yeah.
world. Just you have to balance your life, not video games, unfortunately. So you do have to be an adult and actually say, maybe I can't do that budget.
yeah,
Just drive your Lamborghini to the store to pick it up.
yeah. Send your supermodel in. Go in there and get my
Yeah,
Switch.
my Ferrari's in the garage, and I don't know when it's coming out.
I have to take the Lambo. Damn. Maybe I can sell this and buy a Lamborghini. And
Hmm.
it's still good. I think. Hang on.
Yeah, but
Fixed. It's renewed. It's blowing it.
Well, we'll see if like Nintendo budge on anything. At least clear things up
Um.
because it's so
Yeah.
confusing.
Yeah. They
Just
need to
clear
clear
it
some
up.
things
Just
up
be like,
before this is. And again, if
and,
you want one of these and you buy one of these, I'm not faulting you on that. But the price of the
yeah,
games, though, I have to say that um, I don't.
yeah,
That's just too
and
much. It's just too much.
I, I get systems. Like I don't care what system it is. Like I've got a PC, I've got an Xbox. I want to Switch. So I don't care what I play on. I just want to play the games. But why, Nintendo? Please tell me why. Do you treat everyone like 2-year-olds? Why? I know you've got a large kid market, but the people buying it, we understand how games work and how consoles work.
Mm-hmm.
Because the presentation that they do, it's just it makes me laugh out of cringe. It's like because they got the C button, the chat button, and they're like, you can chat with your friends. It's like,
Yeah, like it's 2002 again.
is it 2000s, like 1995? Like, what's going on here?
No,
like
right?
there's
And
that
no, this just
commercial with
seems like we have this thing called there's a thing called the internet, and you can connect to it and play with
is
other
that
people.
is a commercial with a guy with like a top hat and a mustache like this. He's like, and you can chat with your friends on this phone, and
It's
it's like
like
wind up, and you can listen to music if you just turn this radio. And
turn
it's
the
like,
radio. Yes.
I got a nickel and a pencil and a
I mean, you know what it does to me though as well, because I saw these presentations of Switch 2 games, and to be honest, the way Nintendo explained I'm more confused than when I didn't watch it.
yeah,
Because they were talking about
Yeah.
game cards, like the cartridges, and they said, like how the game downloads and how the cartridge is a key, like a disc is a key now these days.
Yeah.
And it just downloads to the system.
Yeah, there's no game
The way
on
they
it. It's just a license.
but the way they explained it's actually confused me.
Yeah.
Well, how do
yeah,
you mess it up trying to explain? Because now nobody knows whether it's a code in the box or a cartridge in the box or this or
Yeah.
that. And it's like how just you buy a game and you put it in and then you play it. Like it should be that simple. Obviously, you
Yeah.
have to download, but you know what I
Yeah.
mean. But they
They've
made it so
usually
confusing. Like
Yeah, they're the ones
what?
that are supposed to be like
Why?
super simple and easy and anybody can understand it. And yeah, they just
Yeah, I was on like the Nintendo forums and holy crap, they got confused.
Yeah.
They were so confused as to how like digital games work. It's like, what year am I in?
Yeah, I guess we're gonna probably have to just update this as it goes. Like even like I said, I went to 3 outlets and that's the price I got for the games, and it's obviously, I
Yeah,
guess it's wrong. So I don't know how much information that I have here is wrong. So we're just gonna have to kind of, keep
yeah.
update as they
Uh,
update us and on
but if I
this.
do like if I do manage to get a Switch, I'll tell you how it is when I get
Yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm
Um,
sure it's great. It's probably they make
yeah,
great
yeah, yeah,
hardware. It's I'm not saying
yeah.
that their product is
I
shit.
mean,
I'm just saying that
yeah,
their pricing
it's
structure needs to just calm the fuck down.
yeah.
Jeez.
I
Yeah.
mean, they've got
Yeah.
great games on it. They're gonna have
Yeah.
great stuff with it. The not a bad launch because at least Nintendo knows how to launch games with a system.
Yeah.
Um, and they've got a From Software game that came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Just for a laugh, you know what From Software should do? They should make a deal with Xbox and PC to make Bloodborne 2. Make it exclusive to Xbox and PC.
That
Just
would
so
be
every platform has an exclusive and everyone's fighting each other for it. It'll be hilarious.
that would be funny.
But yeah,
I think
yeah,
Sony has a stake in that game though. I don't
yeah,
think.
yeah. But
Yeah.
I know, but I mean, they have a stake in FromSoft, but this is just a Switch game.
Yeah.
It'll probably go to other platforms maybe later on, but
That is true.
for
That's a
now,
good point.
it's just like a Switch game.
Yeah.
It's just really funny,
A
right?
multiplayer game from
Yeah,
this
more,
thing called the internet. Jeez. Okay. Well, let's get out of here for now, and like I said, we'll keep updated on this, and we'll see what happens.
What happened?
Holy shit! This Christmas is gonna be weird, man.
yeah.
Weird.
It's gonna be
And
interesting holiday time.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we'll be here, letting you know that But just please, just think before you buy. Speak with your wallet. Don't be a fanboy. Anyway, we're out of here. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week. Please like and subscribe. It helps us out. Last week we got 2 likes, and there's 3 of us here. So 1, 2. Anyway,
Who was
bye.
it?